Hello my friends all over the world, wherever you are. William Poloniak here at Whole Health Foundation. Today I'm going to make some cantaloupe juice. Now normally when doing melons I would juice the rind and all, but on cantaloupes, because of all those convoluted indentations, I'm going to peel off the skin, most of it at least. So let's cut this into manageable pieces, and we're going to cut and juice as much of the rind as we can save, and the seeds and everything. And we'll get a smaller knife. And I'm going to get as close to that rind as possible. Get most of the rind for juicing. Normally I would just eat a cantaloupe, but if you're on a healing program or a rejuvenation program, you want to minimize the amount of time your digestive system is working so that your juice can go straight into healing and straight into rejuvenation. Now you can see here I've gotten as close to the skin as possible. Normally on a melon I would juice the rind and all, but because of all these crevices that might collect dirt or whatever, I'm peeling it off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these custom-made bamboo liners that I had made, and I'm going to line my cloth with the bamboo liner. These are very, very strong. And next I'm going to plug in the thermometer to monitor the temperature. And I'm using the number 3 grid, which I normally would use for peanut butter. Now very, very important, I'm going to use a wide mouth jar to collect pulp. A little less than half full is best for fruit juices. And the very important thing is to feed in your produce very, very slowly so that you can avoid a blowback. Keep it covered with the pusher or with your hand. So let's start. Very slowly. Seeds and all. And another tip is only go down part way. Now there, as you can see, is a little less than halfway. Let's push those seeds in there. I'm going to put an empty jar under the feed tube to catch any drippings. And I'll pour this into the cloth and then fold the bamboo liner over the pulp. You could never do this with paper. Paper would definitely tear. Fold it over both ways, both directions, and then fold the cloth in thirds, as I'm doing here. Now I'm going to press one cloth at a time. Normally I would do 2 cloths, but I want to demonstrate me reusing the bamboo liners. And while this is pressing, I'm going to grind the rest of the produce. So in there, centered, all the way back, back it off a little bit. This is very important because fruit and greens only is too slippery. And if you go up too fast, your claws are going to slip apart and it'll explode. You'll have a mess everywhere. So go out very slowly in the beginning. While this is pressing, I'm going to make more pulp. Very, very slowly. Keep it covered with your hand or the pusher. Go down only part way. Advance it a little bit. Advance it all the way. Now let's take a look at this liner, and I'm going to show you that we can reuse it because it's very strong, unlike paper, which would fall apart. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the new pulp on top of the old spent pulp, which will also act as another filter agent. And we have a little too much here, so I'm only going to put in about 2/3 of this. fold the bamboo liner over again. Fold it in thirds, as we did before. Now this time, I'm going to set it aside, get another bamboo liner, line the second cloth, and this time I'm going to, because I'm done, I'm going to clean the grid and all the remaining pulp that's inside the feed tube. I'll set that aside to clean it later. I'll take the remainder of that pulp from that first jar, and then I'm going to use a spatula to get the rest of the pulp out of there. Clean this later, but to prevent any accidents, I'm putting this feed tube back on while we're pressing. And again, I'm going to fold the bamboo liner over, both directions. I'll center it in the juice tray, and before I press, I'm going to take the cantaloupe juice in this tray all the way back and back it off a little bit and turn it on. Okay, let's take a look at these liners. Now you'll see why we're going to use the liner, because you have minimal pulp sticking to the cloths. Set that aside. Later, we're going to throw this away. Let's look at this other one. Beautiful. I want to point out that we have cut most of the rind off. Now, if you wanted to, you could juice the rind. And I did clean it thoroughly, but in this case, I wanted to peel it off. So all of this is going into the compost. Now, let's see how much juice we got from one cantaloupe. Looks like about 1 2/3 bottles. So I'm going to do a taste test now. Normally I would put 50% water in with fruit juice, but let's see what this tastes like. Oh boy, that's delicious. I love cantaloupe juice. I think I might put 25% water in this. Let's taste a little bit more. I hope you like what you've seen. Here's to your health, and I'll see you in the next video. Delicious.